Imagine hitting a giant reset button on your life in just 1 week. In this explainer, we're diving into a highly structured 5-step framework designed to do exactly that. It's a 7-day challenge sourced from some seriously motivating material that promises to take you from feeling stuck and unfocused to fundamentally rewiring your day-to-day life. Let's get right into it.
Look, if you're struggling with zero focus, absolute zero self-control, and honestly just feel like you're constantly letting yourself down, you are definitely not alone. It's an awful feeling, right? You want to achieve all these great things, but you wake up every single day and immediately lose battles to your own bad habits. It's exhausting. You end up lacking confidence, feeling ignored, and worst of all, losing respect for yourself because you just can't seem to execute the things you actually want to do.
But here is the crazy, bold guarantee from our source material to pull you out of that rut. It claims that if you commit to 5 actionable steps for just 7 days, you will radically shift your confidence and capabilities. The idea here is that absorbing this framework and practicing it for a week could literally shape the next 70 years of your life. No pressure, right? So here's our roadmap for the challenge. We're looking at a screen time breakdown, mastering self-control, time management, beating overthinking, and finally, the mindfulness cure. All right, step 1. Everything starts with conquering the absolute biggest obstacle that is probably sitting right in your hands right now, your phone. Think about it. Phones were originally invented to make our lives better and more efficient. But the reality, well, it's a lot darker. They've actually become the main reason you can't focus on a single task for more than 15 minutes. It's the reason your sleep is wrecked, and it's the root cause of that constant feeling of low energy, laziness, and brain fog. Staring at a glowing little rectangle for half your waking hours is actively making your life worse. The source issues a super direct challenge here. Check your screen time right now. If your average is over 2 or 3 hours a day, yeah, that's a massive red flag. But there is a huge upside. The source points out that abandoning your phone and just turning off that screen for 7 days automatically puts you way ahead of 95% of people out there. Just 1 week of this dramatically bumps up your concentration, fixes your sleep, and skyrockets your daily mood. Moving on to step 2, the focus shifts to taking back your physical self-control by cutting out deeply ingrained distractions.
What's really interesting about this approach is how it completely bypasses the endless medical debates around topics like pornography and masturbation. Instead, the source treats this purely as a hardcore discipline exercise. The core argument is simple. You've lost control of your urges. To fix it, you have to practice absolute, strict restraint for 7 days. It's about clearing out the mental junk. By resisting for just 1 week, you prove to yourself that you actually run your own mind. Every single time you squash a bad urge, you win a major psychological battle.
Okay, step 3. This one is entirely about time and, more importantly, how you're choosing to spend it. You know how easy it is to complain and say, "Oh, I'm just going through a bad phase right now." Well, the harsh truth here is that time is exactly the same for everyone. Time itself isn't good or bad. It's you who is managing it poorly. Life is literally just a continuous series of choices. Every single hour, you are actively choosing between doing what's necessary for your future versus doing what gives you a cheap, short-term dopamine hit. If you ignore your work, your health, your family, you face the consequences. It all comes down to your choices. To take back control, you have to dictate your routine. You need to nail down exactly when you work, when you wake up, and when you sleep. But here's the golden rule. Dedicate 100% of your raw, unfiltered focus to the first 4 hours of your morning. Maximizing just that initial chunk of your day completely sets the trajectory for the rest of it. Whether you feel like it or not, get the heavy lifting done then, because whoever controls their time completely controls their life. As we hit step 4, we pivot from managing our external time to managing our internal dialogue, specifically that silent killer of all action, overthinking. The source uses this absolutely brilliant analogy. Think of overthinking like holding a glass of water. Hold it for 1 minute, no problem, you barely feel it. Hold it for an hour, your arm is going to start aching. But hold it for a whole day, your arm will feel completely paralyzed. The actual weight of the water never changed, but the longer you held onto it, the more exhausting it became. Overthinking drains your energy, kills your motivation, and just leaves you anxious and stuck. So, how do you drop the glass? You use Mel Robbins' famous 5-second rule. When you catch yourself trapped in one of those endless loops of overthinking, you have to actively interrupt your brain. Just count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, just do it. Immediately take action on whatever you were supposed to be doing. Keep yourself so busy with action that your brain literally doesn't have the empty space to overthink anymore. And finally, step 5. This introduces the ultimate, permanent cure for the disease of overthinking, becoming thoughtless through mindfulness. Now, to prove this isn't just some motivational fluff, the explainer points to a massive MRI study from Harvard. They found that after 8 weeks of daily mindfulness meditation, the physical results were undeniable. The areas of the brain responsible for empathy and self-awareness actually grew in gray matter. Meanwhile, the areas responsible for stress and negativity physically shrank in size. Let that sink in. Mindfulness literally rewires and reshapes your brain to make you mentally bulletproof. Okay, let's do a really quick recap of this 7-day blueprint. Step 1, kill the screens to reclaim your attention. Step 2, practice strict self-control over your urges to build that raw discipline. Step 3, absolutely own those first 4 morning hours to master your time. Step 4, act within 5 seconds to crush overthinking. And step 5, practice daily mindfulness to physically upgrade your brain against stress. The complete blueprint for a radical transformation is sitting right in front of you. You've got the tools to stop losing to your own bad habits. So the only question we're left with is this. Are you going to step up and take control starting today? Or are you just going to let yourself lose another 7 days? The choice is entirely yours.